question. Should I narrate my own audiobook? It depends. If you are a podcaster or a YouTuber or an influencer, you're well known to the public, and you're writing a nonfiction book, then yeah, I think you should try to narrate your own audiobook if you can. But if you're writing a fiction book and you don't have much acting experience and you've never narrated an audiobook specifically, then you should probably leave that job up to a professional audiobook narrator. Listeners may be hesitant to purchase a fiction book if they see that the narrator and the author are the same. But if it's a memoir or a subject that they're used to learning about from you on video or in a podcast, then they're probably hoping that you'll be the one doing the audiobook. So if you do plan to do your own narration, here are some things to keep in mind. Startup costs can be kind of pricey. You'll need a computer that can handle hours of audio as well as a program for recording hours of audio. You'll need a professional microphone and an interface. And you'll need a quiet space to record your audiobook in. It doesn't have to be a fancy booth like this one. It just needs to be quiet in a quiet part of your house. And you need to treat it. You need to put some kind of padding like acoustic foam, or you can make a PVC pipe booth with PVC pipes and moving blankets or really thick blankets. Or if you have a walk-in closet, you can treat that to make sure there's not a lot of echo. The more padding you have, the less echo you're going to have. It's still not going to be soundproof. You definitely need to spend lots of money to soundproof. And even like this is a double-walled Studio Bricks booth. It's not completely soundproof. I still have to stop for airplanes. But this is sealed, basically airtight. And it's still not soundproof. And this cost about $10,000. So it does take a lot of money to soundproof. That's not your goal. Your goal is to find a time and the quietest part of your house that you can record in. Hire a director or a coach. They will have different insights than you and hear things in your narration that you probably won't notice. Make sure that they know the industry well, that they've narrated audiobooks themselves, or that they've directed audiobooks. Not, theater or commercials, but specifically audiobooks. Most narrators that I know, if they could, would go back in time and re-record the first 10 audiobooks that they ever did. Because you learn so much from doing. So your book that you're writing, your baby, don't make that be your experiment. Make that be the end result of lots and lots of practice. So you can do a book from the public domain. You can even publish it. And you'll get a lot of great practice that way. You can even do 2 or 3 of them just to make sure that you really, really know what you're doing before you start on the one really important one. And once you've recorded your audiobook, hire a professional audiobook engineer for the post-production. If the audiobook doesn't meet the technical specifications required by the distributor, then they can reject that book. And it's a fine line between having the book meet the specifications and also sounding good. It's not an easy job for audiobooks. So vet your engineers, make sure that they're experienced in audiobooks, or you can go through a production house. I hope this was helpful. If it was, and you haven't yet seen the other videos in this series, you can see them on my website at bexvoice.com/production, or you can find them here on my YouTube channel. Get an audiobook tip of the week delivered straight to your inbox by visiting my website at bexvoice.com/production and signing up on the form.